Hello and welcome to the YWCA of the City of New York's 48th annual fundraiser, Stronger Together. My name is Naima Hassan, and for those of you that attended the event last year, I'm so glad to be with you again. And if you are meeting for the first time, hello and welcome. We are thrilled you're joining with us this afternoon. I am a community organizer. My husband and I perform comedy together. I also taught in the school system for 25 years. I love seeing the students find something magical in themselves, building up their confidence as they saw themselves as authors, creators, and leaders. Now imagine a young spirit. Things are so straightforward for them. They may not have the context to deal with something like the pandemic. They don't have the tools to meet their fears about the virus that kills people. Without help, they internalize it. That's why I love the YW. It offers a place where young people can go to develop their imaginations and their potential. Children need all the empowerment they can get. We all know the expression, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, is it truer now than ever before? For so many families, the YW is part of their village. For their extended families, we are truly stronger together. As you'll learn, YW has grown and changed dramatically since its founding 160 years ago as the very first YWCA in the United States. You'll also see how school principals, staff, parents, and participants that serve have become stronger together over the past years. And you'll hear the voices and the stories of the direct impact the YW is making throughout New York City. Again, welcome. I am overjoyed to spend this time with you this afternoon and share the life changing programs you help make possible. I will see you again. Now, here's the YW's board chair, Tracy High.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. We are delighted you are participating today. My name is Tracy Rochelle High, and I am the chair of the board of directors of the YWCA of New York City. Our mission is bold and far-reaching. We seek through all we do to lend our hand to eliminating racism, empowering women, and promoting peace, justice, freedom, and dignity for all. The young women, girls, boys, and gender nonconforming youth we serve are growing up in an extraordinary time. We all know that the world is changing rapidly, and our collective conscience is focused now more than ever on the need for transformative social change. I believe that young people of all colors are at the heart of that change and will guide us to a future of which we can all be proud. To help them do that, they need our support. I am passionate about the YW's mission because, as a Black woman, there is perhaps nothing more I want to see than the elimination of racism and empowerment of women. I want to give our youth the tools to be confident that they can do just that. And my support isn't simply at the board level. I also invite my firm to participate in the YW's work, which we do through a program called Legal Intern Week. In that week, high school students from our Girls Initiatives program come to work at my firm for a week to get exposure to a law firm environment and people of all levels who work within it. As a result of our work in Legal Intern Week, I have formed lasting relationships with girls in the program. I'm truly gratified to be a part of the YW, and I hope to see programs like this expand and grow in the coming years. There is so much work we can do to help our youth see themselves as change agents and to understand their role in making sure that we as a society are living the values that we espouse. So please be generous and dig deep to help support us. I want to extend a special thanks to those of you who have already given. We're so grateful for your support and, of course, of the support of our sponsors. We're very honored to have you with us today.
The YWCA of the City of New York was founded in 1858 with the mission to provide a safe haven for young women. Grace Dodge, a New York philanthropist, was founding president of YWCA in the United States. She stressed the importance of diversity and of honesty and full disclosure in these discussions and in classes and trainings that she sponsored. From the beginning, services improved the welfare of girls and women who needed assistance with housing, job training, sex education classes, access to books, physical fitness, and friendships. In 1889, we were the first agency to adopt an interracial charter, and at the end of the 19th century, we opened a cooperative residency for women. In 1915, the YWCA bought the Lexington Avenue building and opened the very first free and public swimming pool in New York State. During the First World War, Black women joined war service organizations like YWCA and established their own groups to meet the specific needs of Black soldiers. This also drove and encouraged their own political activism. In the 1930s, YWCA encouraged members to speak out against lynching and mob violence. At the National Convention in Texas in 1970, the YW associations from all over the country adopted a new and compelling imperative to eliminate racism wherever it exists and by any means necessary. In 2006, the YWCA-NYC opened a family resource center in Hell's Kitchen. The center is now used for our Girls Initiatives programs that serve self-identified female high school students with programs in STEM, advocacy, and college preparation. Out of School Time, or OST, is our K-8 program where we provide after-school services in a safe and nurturing environment. OST enhances social skills and fosters success in school and life. Today, YWCA NYC serves young people of all genders and ethnicity in locations across Brownsville, Coney Island, Carroll Gardens, Harlem, and at our Family Resource Center. All of us at the YWCA NYC are so proud to work to eliminate racism, empower women, and stand up for social justice by providing leadership and advocacy training for young women and after-school programming for elementary and middle school students in culturally diverse communities. YW has played a crucial role for more than 160 years. But the last 2 school years, well, they have been especially crucial. So many times since March of 2020, the YW has come into homes of students through the virtual programs. Staff members place weekly calls to households asking for ways they could support them during the lockdown and beyond. That takes trust, an abundance of trust. For a family to invite our program leaders into their homes, the YW has built that trust. Parents are doing everything they can to get food on the table and keep everyone safe. Both virtually and in person, families count on YW to help ensure the students have what they need. The YW is proud to be a true partner with schools and families. The organization is a trusted source of support and education, a place where young people are inspired about who they are and what they can achieve. It is in the critical past 2 years, our academic and enhancement in social enrichment helped ensure the scholars didn't miss a beat. We're not talking about loose fun time after school. Rather, the out of school time program, we call it OST, is an extension of and a part of the scholars' school day. These young people are learning to build websites, how to be an everyday hero, and so much more. And of course, the activities address structural racism through a social justice lens. Now let's learn more about YW's OST program and meet some of our scholars and our future leaders.
Namaste. I am Deborah A. Young, the Senior Director of Programs at the YWCA of the City of New York, where we provide after-school services to scholars in Brownsville, Coney Island, Carroll Gardens, and West Harlem. We stay stronger together through collaborative and collective efforts that reflect on the past and recognizing diversity and strength amongst our extended family. We continue to stay stronger together on our journey with our scholars, their families, and school communities by offering academic enhancement, enrichment services, as well as being a resource for anyone within the communities that we service.
Stronger together, what does that mean? It means two organizations working in sync in the best interest of the children and the families that they service to make a school, a neighborhood, and the lives of children better.
Our partnership with the YWCA has been so invaluable this year as we are welcoming students back after such a long isolation. Parents and students get a safe, welcoming learning environment here where they are doing a lot of academic and recreational activities that are slowly helping them to transition back to pre-pandemic times. So when the bell rings, we're not pushing students out the door. They have a place to be where they're welcomed, where they can get help with their academics, and that helps them to be stronger for the next day of school in partnership with the YWCA.
The YWCA means a lot to me because it's like my second family.
I think the YWCA means like bringing kids together and doing fun activities that you wouldn't normally get to do in school, like cooking, photography, or STEM.
The YWCA means a lot to me because I've met a lot of my friends here.
The YWCA to me means family. I've developed a community through the YWCA in the past 6 or 7 years of like-minded people who really believe in serving the students to the best of our abilities.
What the YWCA means to me is family, and they actually care about you.
It's a safe place for my daughter to be herself. Jaylani comes here and they just see Jaylani.
I feel like I can stand up for myself and talk about my anger around inequality. That makes me feel hopeful. I'm learning how to do that in the YWCA.
When we feel safe, we speak up, and speaking up makes us stronger. We stand up for each other. We need each other. We learn from one another. This makes us stronger together.
The YWCA makes me stronger because when I'm here, I feel comfortable around other people. It feels like we're family. I am learning how to stop racism by making posters and learning how to protest. This makes me powerful because when I speak up, it helps everyone around the world.
Stronger Together for the YWCA program means coming together to work with all staff members, all parents, and the students, making sure that their voices are heard, making sure that we are meeting the needs of the students and the families, making sure that they have a safe space to feel comfortable. This creates an atmosphere that students can take beyond just these school doors and to take with them for a lifetime.
As a community partner, we have collaborated, planned, and infused day school and after school to be one.
So we are two organizations, but we're providing one program together. Our students get the best of all worlds. They get a school day program, they get an after school program, and our families truly appreciate it. We are one school together. The YWCA has the same core values as our school, so they understand that we're combining the social emotional, the academics, the recreational to build a whole person to help a young person be their very best self.
The programs that we have here are coding from the STEM program, where they come in and they work with students on learning how to build websites, learning how to program the websites. And then we have our Everyday Heroes, which focuses on bringing superheroes to life, showing students how they're resilient, showing students how to cope with different situations here at school and outside of school.
So what we're learning through this is that we all have the capacity to be a hero in our everyday lives, to use courage, bravery, and self-sacrifice for good. And so we learn through looking at the superheroes and the real-life heroes, and then also through some theater exercises and through some stories from our own lives, how we all are heroes and can continue to be heroes.
The YWCA really believes in creating a culture of family and help. Through the pandemic, we have really reached out to families, not to just ensure that their students are logging on to after school. We would call families once a week and just see how they are. You know, how are parents dealing with this transition? How are students dealing with this transition? But also, what can we do as an organization who has access to more resources do for them?
It just made us all stronger as a whole, just having the Y in our lives and in our community.
The YWCA means the world to me. It's very, very rare to find a company who has this mission statement, right, of empowering women and eliminating racism and promoting peace, justice, and freedom for all. I mean, that's what's needed in the world.
When I first got hired, I was so excited to work for somewhere that they would dedicate themselves to eliminating racism and empowering women. I think that those are such important things and conversations that we clearly are very much having today.
Nothing brightens up my day more than seeing my students after school, knowing that they're looking forward to the after-school curriculums that we have. I would have done anything for this when I was younger, so I'm proud to be here for them.
The YWCA and New Design Middle School stay stronger together.
Brooklyn Collaborative and the YWCA are stronger together. We really appreciate the YWCA.
We stay stronger together by cooking.
By working together to cook meals and garden and learn about our communities, that's how we stay stronger together.
YWCA and New Design Middle School stay stronger together.
The Y helped our family, our community, helped all of us stay stronger together.
The YWCA makes us stronger together.
And we all have fun. Stronger together.
Yes, we are stronger together. Our collective efforts help create a world that sees women, girls, and people of color the way we do. Equal, powerful, and unstoppable. Let's learn more about the YW's Girls Initiative program.
Girls Initiatives are after-school programs for self-identified girls and gender non-conforming youth aged 15 to 18. Some of the programs that we offer are Geek Girls, AMP Leadership, and Step In and Stop It, our bystander intervention program taught by our participants to the city to show our community how to advocate for themselves and others against harassment and bullying in the street. We also offer STEM and STEAM related programs such as Geek Girls, FemSem, and STEAM On that teach girls how to break the barriers of women in technology and encourage them through creative engineering and design. Having our participants in program is consistently a joy for us. Watching them come in very timid and quiet and leave as not only advocates for themselves, but advocates for others is extremely important to us. We've had participants ask us questions on how to navigate troubles at school, how to communicate with guidance counselors, career readiness, and even interpersonal relationships. And they leave not only well-rounded, but empowered girls. And as you know, we believe that empowered girls become empowered women.
These girls are truly an inspiration. Many of them are first-generation high school students, and they just have such a motivation and passion for their futures. And I really get to see that come out as they participate in our programs. These programs give them the time and space to explore identities, their identities, and where they see themselves in this world.
My favorite part about being a participant within these Girls Initiative programs was the sense of community. Right from the very first day, I was so excited to jump into that family and be able to share that sense of camaraderie and be able to know I have a family outside of my own, outside of my school family to rely on in times of stress.
In March of 2020, much like the rest of the world, YW shut down, but our dedication to our community did not. We moved all of our programs from in-person directly to remote. And when we realized that a lot of our participants were struggling, no longer able to find resources in their community, such as food that they were receiving in the cafeteria at lunch, we decided to offer hot meals and hygiene products as well as clothing for the girls to pick up through our Year for Now initiative. We saw extremely high number of girls participating from the outer boroughs, an increase in our remote programming. Over 100 girls applied for a 40-slot program for College Knowledge Camp. We continue to push additional initiatives to prep the girls for not only the careers, but their life outside of school. And with that said, we were so proud to see that now that we're back in person, those participants have returned with us and are willing to re-enter our YW community safely.
My hope is for these students to become social warriors and advocate for themselves through our programs here at Girls Initiative. I see them advocating for marginalized populations as well as creating positive change for our communities.
I feel like the YWCA Girls Initiatives are unique in that way that they really go the extra step to advocate for just everyone's well-being and making sure everyone's taken care of.
Many of our participants begin our programs at the beginning of their high school careers and stay committed with us until they graduate. Last year, we decided to pilot the virtual alumni council and asked 4 of our former participants to come back and not only assist us in programs, but bridge the gap between high school and college. The Alumni Council helped us pilot a program called Her Circles, Healing, Emancipation, and Resistance. Her Circles was formed as a way for participants to learn about interpersonal relationship, self-love, self-worth, and to help make them better advocates for themselves. The alumni not only facilitated activities, made sure that they took their attendance, but they also checked in with the students weekly to see if there were any personal needs that they had that we could meet. Anything from clothing, food, hygiene products, or just support during their family's hardest times.
The best part about being on the council was honestly the trust I was given to lead these group of girls. A lot of the girls spoke up saying that they felt that all the workshops were just a space where they felt really heard and that their stories mattered.
as people who have been in their places, who are now in a different place, are able to use our experience and our knowledge to help support those who are now going through, leading through, and giving them added advice as to like, what would I tell my younger self?
And this is how we stayed stronger together.
This is how we stayed stronger together.
That's how we stayed stronger together.
Grace Hoadley Dodge was one of the early feminists, devoting her time and energy to improve the education and social status of women. She was the first woman appointed a member of the New York Board of Education, and she was the main provider for funds to launch Teachers College at Columbia University. A tireless supporter of women's issues, Ms. Dodge devoted her life to improving women's education, esteem, and safety. At a time when women were just beginning to gain greater access to social privileges. The relationship between the Dodge Foundation and the YW goes back over 100 years and has weathered challenges like world wars and the Great Depression. Over the years, Grace Dodge and the Dodge Foundation gave millions of dollars to support the YW's work. In 2020, they also sponsored a $250,000 matching challenge grant, which resulted in 300 new individual donors to the agency. How phenomenal is that? In 2014, the YW began awarding the inaugural Grace Hoadley Dodge Award for Community Leadership. Well, it is my great pleasure to introduce Mr. William Dodge Rickert, president of the Cleveland H. Dodge Foundation, to present this year's award.
Good afternoon, everyone. It gives me great pleasure today to present the Grace Hoadley Dodge Community Service Award on behalf of the YWCA. My name is Bill Rickert. I'm a descendant of Grace Dodge's, and I'm president of the Cleveland Hoadley Dodge Foundation, which continues to support many of the organizations that Grace Dodge supported during her lifetime, and most importantly, the YWCA. Grace Hoadley Dodge was a woman of great energy and vision, and she spent her life trying to help improve the lives of other young women, particularly in New York City, and through both education and community service. The one organization that she focused on during her lifetime that was of greatest importance was the YWCA. We give the Grace Hoadley Dodge Community Service Award each year to a person who represents the characteristics of Grace Dodge and the work that she did as a volunteer improving the lives of others. And this year we're fortunate enough to be able to give the award to 3 young women, all of whom in their young lives have demonstrated vision, energy, and a willingness to volunteer to help others. First is Marissa Desir. Marissa is currently at Vassar College, and she was a very active member of the Girls Initiative at the YW. She volunteered in many ways during her high school years, volunteering at Ronald McDonald House, a local nursing home, and as part of the Ciphers for Justice program at Teachers College. Marissa is now a member of the YW Alumni Council, and she's helping with workshop facilitations and outreach for the current high schoolers in the program. Second is Naomi Fisahay. Naomi is a sophomore at Columbia University studying astrophysics and African American studies. She also was a very active volunteer during her high school years and focused on STEM programming for young girls. She worked as a volunteer at a program called Concourse Code. She also formed her own organization called Naomi's Club, which again helped young girls with STEM-related topics. Naomi is also now assisting and facilitating YW workshops, and she's helped in the outreach to participants and also to check on their well-being during the COVID-19 pandemic when all programs were held virtually. And third, Olivia Lee. And Olivia is a senior at Oberlin College, majoring in Latin American Studies and Sociology. And Olivia is continuing the great work of the YWCA Girls Initiative programs as an alumna. And she has returned to the YWCA of New York City to serve the young women who are coming into the program behind her. I wish that we could all be together today so that we could give this award in person and that we could all meet these incredible 3 young women. But I want to congratulate them on behalf of the YWCA and wish them well in the future. Thank you.
My name is Mary Crawford, and I'm the interim COO of the YWCA of the City of New York. I am so grateful to have you here with us today. I joined the board of the YW 16 years ago. I was drawn to this organization that had addressed the unmet needs of young women in New York City for a century and a half. And today, the YW is engaging with children and young women in such exciting ways. One big highlight for me this year was watching the young women in our Girls Initiatives program lead the YW's Step In and Stop It workshops. These high school girls go through extensive training to learn anti-violence techniques and develop their self-awareness and understanding of race and gender-based biases and aggressions. Then they go out and deliver workshops that reach 300 New Yorkers. While recently visiting one of the YW's after-school programs, I walked into a room full of energetic 4th and 5th graders, and it struck me that the work our YW staff engage in every day is truly essential. I watched our young scholars explore what it means to be a hero. In the Everyday Heroes curriculum, the kids compare superheroes to real role models like Harriet Tubman, Kizzmekia Corbett, and Malala Yousafzai. And they learn how they can be a hero every day through mindfulness and self-expression. Our YW program staff do not work in a vacuum. When we chose Stronger Together as the theme of this year's Salute, we were thinking about the scope of players who must come together to help the children and young women of New York City develop and pursue a path toward higher education and career opportunities. Our YW staff work with parents to understand the needs of their children. They coordinate with teachers on academic support, and they collaborate with school administrators to design programs that engage children and help them develop. For so many families, the YW is part of their community. We are truly stronger together.
Hi, my name is Allison Schweitzer, and I'm the co-chair of the YW's Board of Directors. I connected to the YW 5 years ago through my very good friend Mary Crawford. Mary knew that I was looking for a local community organization to get involved with and shared her meaningful experiences with the YW with me. This pandemic tested New York City beyond anything I have witnessed in my 40 years of living here. COVID struck the neighborhoods that we work in with a vengeance. Many of our own staff and their extended families were directly impacted. We lost no time, though, in swiftly retooling our services and moving our programming to virtual spaces almost overnight. We transformed ourselves, and we continue to do so. Our staff members forged ahead and worked tirelessly to ensure that our programs didn't miss a beat, despite the huge challenge of schools closing, rising job loss, and significant illness and personal loss. Our staff in the field makes me so proud to be a part of this organization.
We absolutely rely on the support of community influencers, city council members, and our funders, both private and public, such as New York City's Department of Youth and Community Development. We are grateful to all friends of the YW for investing in tomorrow's leaders, the change agents that their communities deserve. We are stronger together. Investing in our children is truly the highest return investment we can make.
Without partners like you, there is no YWCA of the City of New York. Alone, we cannot provide the programming you have heard so much about, which touches the lives of thousands every year. This past year alone, we served 1,500 scholars in locations across Brownsville, Coney Island, Carroll Gardens. The YW provides a safe and supportive space where our city's young people can reach for their dreams and learn to become agents of change. But we can't do it without your support.
The term essential services doesn't begin to say what the YW did to ensure our programs could take place with as few interruptions as possible. Here's to the bright spirits, the future leaders we will serve this year, the staff members giving their all, our generous event sponsors, and our board members. And here's to you. When you make a gift to the YWCA of the City of New York, it makes an impact.
For over 160 years, we've done this work only because community members have walked alongside us in partnership. We need your support to keep the YW programs whole, relevant, and strong. And here's a very simple way to do that. Start a new text to 44-321. Yes, the dash must be included. In the message, write Salute 2021. This works in both capital letters or lowercase letters. And then send the text. A reply message will ask donors to click on a link to our Give Lively page, where they can then proceed to enter a donation amount and make the payment. It's that simple. A gift of $50 will pay for the supplies in our programs. For instance, our robotics program needs Legos, and our visual arts programs needs art supplies.
Your gift of $100 sends STEM project packages to the homes of our geek girls who are learning remotely.
Your gift of $250 contributes to the YW's Stand Against Racism initiatives.
And $500 helps 5 scholars attend the YW's College Knowledge Camp.
And your amazing gift of $1,000 supports summer camp enrichment programs like art, theater, sports, music, and STEM for 600 girls and boys. Donations at all levels are needed and welcome, and every single gift matters.
It gives me a powerful feeling of hope to see these young people develop confidence and find their voices. Wow. What a multiplier effect these young women will have across our city. Again, how to give. Text 44-321. Don't forget the dash. In the message, write Salute 2021, then send your text. A reply message will ask you to click on a link to our Give Lively page where you'll enter your donation amount and make payment. Please give as generously as you are able. Your gift is much needed and deeply appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so very much for being with us today, as we have all thoroughly enjoyed being with you. My soul is fed, my heart is warm, and I have hope and a wish from seeing these young people reflecting their YW experiences. Today's empowered youth become tomorrow's empowered leaders. Isn't that important for us? And isn't it great to be able to give them the time and space to learn and explore their identities and their power? How important was that to you? I hope you feel that also, and enjoy seeing what your support does, how it makes everything possible. It really is great to hear about how we all work together to nurture the YW scholars' feelings of self-love, self-worth, as they learn and they grow and they prepare to take their place in the community and the world. Please don't forget to give generously. We truly, really need you. We are all interconnected. We do need each other. Please support the YW's racial and gender justice programs, which include empowerment, advocacy, and leadership initiatives for youth through the out of school times and girls initiative programs you've heard about. You saw the examples. You see how powerful they are. Once again, here's how you give. Start with the new text, 44-32, and remember, include the dash. In the message, write Salute 2021. And then send your text. And know at that moment, you have made a difference in many people's lives. A reply message will ask you to click onto a link to our link at Give Lively page where you'll complete your amount and payment. We can't wait to see you and hopefully in person next year. So from all of us, in front of the camera, behind the camera, this village, please have a glorious afternoon, and we thank you.